What's cracking, guys? I figured I'd start this Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 video with the character customization portion for those of you that maybe have never played the game before or are interested to see how you create your character in this game. So they have basically preset templates. You don't really edit it or customize it from the start in every little detail. They basically have pre-made people you choose from, and they have a good variety of them to choose from. And they also have like character classes you choose from. So like you have a scout, you have a scoundrel, and you have like a soldier. So the soldier is the strongest one as far as like melee and strength, and the scoundrel is probably the weakest one as far as physical strength. But they have other attributes like sneaking by, undetected. They can have better conversation attributes, and then the scout is basically like in between, like in the middle of both of them. So you'll see here we're going to start customizing our character. We chose a male scout because I care about the conversations in games, so they generally have um, the makeup of the character is geared more towards conversation, but they do leave room for you to kind of edit it in a way where you can have a scout and just put points towards physical strength and melee attacks. So as you can see here on screen, I'm just choosing through some already made portraits of characters in game, and they kind of have like a good variety of people of all ethnicities to choose from. And so I think they did a good job for definitely for the time this game came out. They did a good job giving you options. So I finally decided on this brother right here to go with. So now we go on attributes, and you can see everybody basically starts with 8 points, or I should say all stats, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, all have 8 points. So you have 30 points remaining that you get to choose from, and certain stats that you choose have a modifier attached to it because of the type of character you chose. Remember I talked about scoundrel, soldier, and scout. So when I choose the things that are more towards conversation oriented, there's less of a penalty. But if I choose things like strength and dexterity, because those are more physical combat attributes, I get a penalty on those, because the type of character I chose is not really meant for those points, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. If you don't understand, I'll try to maybe make a if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll try to explain it better in the comments if you really have questions about it. But basically I went with the class in Scoundrel that's basically all about the conversations and games that you have with people. So the higher your charisma, um, even then your wisdom and intelligence can bring out more conversation options talking to certain characters in game, and I love that. That's the whole reason I play this game, honestly, is because I love the story value of this game, and I just feel like it's a masterpiece. And even at the time when I first had played this game, I was just blown away. Like, is this the future of video games where you can choose choose options in a conversation, and based on what you chose, it goes even deeper into those choices you made. So as you can see now in 2021, we have so many games like that, but I'm not complaining. I love that. So here we go with character generation skills, and these are computer use, demolition, stealth, awareness. I always put points in persuasion because that's a conversation based stat, and threat to injury because my guy's really weak and does not have good, melee and strength combat skills. So I always put points in threat to injury. At least he'll last a little bit longer than he would without it. And you can see I have 12 points remaining. So I'll put some of those extra 12 points in awareness. definitely computer use. One in repair. And some in security. I feel like I've got a good balance with what I see here on screen. So I like what I see there. So next we're going to go to features. We get 1 point to choose where we want to put this feature point in. And this is basically like, I guess you would say these are like modifiers to either like your gear or your combat abilities or even conversation. And when you start unlocking some force related abilities, there'll even be some options to do some force abilities in here. Just a wide variety of little things that help you, mainly combat wise, in game. So you could choose to have two-handed, or be better with using two-handed weapons. You could choose to have higher armor, a higher grade armor, so you'll be able to wear that. I already know myself, and I always go with the empathy because that has to do with conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 1 point right there in empathy. I see it right now. So next we have to choose a name for this bad boy. So let's guess. Anyone got a good guess on what name I'm going to choose for this guy? Well, if you guessed LEEMAN-X, then you are absolutely right, because that's the name we're going to go with. So that about does it on the character creation on KOTOR 1. And next we'll dive into the game. I hope you guys enjoy these episodes. I love this game so much. It's probably my number one, at least. It's got to be the top 3, if anything, favorite games of all time for me.